Joining us now is West Des Moines Valley head coach Gary Swenson, and let's talk about last week. A hard-nosed defensive ball game came up on the short end of that. What did you take away from that one, Coach?
Well, we just didn't do the things necessary that it was going to take for us to win that game. We talked about, ball security and not turning the ball over, but we threw two picks, and we just didn't play complementary football. Our defense gave us the ball three times in scoring position off turnovers, but we didn't convert any of them. On two of them, we missed field goal attempt, and on the third, we turned it over on down. So you're not going to win many games against decent teams by playing the type of game we played, but we'll pick up the pieces and learn from it. It's we lost in overtime to a good team, just like our other loss. So you got to take things like that and try to figure out next time around what you'd do different and how you'd do it better.
Yeah, make those adjustments because you had been scoring pretty well, and of
Right.
course, but as you say, a good defensive effort out of them to kind of hold you down. But then you got to be happy too. Your defense, really, you give up 13. A lot of times, you're going to win those games, aren't you?
Oh, every time. We would take that every Friday night. And we really kind of wasted what I thought was our best defensive effort of the year. And I thought we were outstanding defensively. I just loved how we played over there. That was what was so discouraging, because in the other two phases of the game, we really fell short. And you're by this time of the season, we've always felt like we at least knew what we were and what to expect, and we could plan on that and let the different phases of the game complement each other. But we sure didn't do that Friday.
You go from a team you play this fighting for their playoff life, and then you have one now that's kind of their last two games they've won. They got off to a slow start and some close games, and then lost some games. And I mean, it's kind of easy sometimes to look and say, "Oh, they've only won two," but you can't afford to do that at all, can you?
Well, no, I mean, in this type of game, we've tried to, and we want to this whole week kind of focus on what we're doing and just get better. I told our players last Sunday when we came back together that we would give this team the respect of preparation. We weren't going to just mail it in or look ahead completely. I mean, you can't do that. That's just a recipe for disaster. So we're preparing. We're clearly the better team, and I'll be very disappointed if we don't play well and win. I don't want to say I don't care what the margin of victory would be. I just want to feel like we're kind of clicking at this point, you know. Uh, so we'll see. I hope that's kind of the outcome.
Well, you've done a really good job the last couple seasons. You've kind of in your own been fighting for playoff berth, but you've done a good job of finding things and clicking things together and getting things going into the playoffs. And it's something you kind of want to look for here as you finish off the regular season, isn't it?
Oh, every year, you'd like to feel like you're playing your best football. Sometimes the injuries have have an effect on that. But if you've been doing the work every week throughout the season, things should be kind of culminating at their best here going in to week 9, and then the playoff run. Uh, we really haven't. Last year we were 1-5 or 2-5 going into that Ankeny game. This year we were 6-1, but we really didn't approach last year with a sense of desperation or this year with a sense of complacency. I think sometimes it's just how games play out and what your team is like, but I think we're going to be okay. We're not fretting about it. It was, you have to learn how to move on from games, and whether you win or lose, and, get ready to play the next Friday night.
You talked about injuries, and last year Zay, of course, went down early. And but I was looking through the stats here, and you look at, I mean, the kickoff returns, the rushes, the 2 point conversions. You just look at what a big addition he's been here, and just the all around player that he is this season. He's kind of showed that, hasn't he?
Oh, he's been outstanding. I think he's, from a talent standpoint and the ability to create big plays. I don't think there's anybody else in the football teams we've seen that I would even compare to him. So it's been nice. I just was happy for him early that he stayed healthy and was able to play. Last year he lost his whole season and he handled it about as good as you could, but you could just see some nights it was a struggle, to have to come out there and watch. And this year he got off to a fast start. So I was really excited for him.
Yeah, and I think we've talked about it before. High school football season, there aren't many games. Even if you get into the playoffs, there aren't many opportunities. So you hate to see a
No,
player lose that.
right.
But,
Yeah.
anyway, we appreciate you joining us here again as we get ready for the game. And good luck to you here on Friday night, Coach.
Thanks, Dar.